The Shiba Inu has taken the world by storm. A huge discovery has been made. And yeah, burns aren't the only thing. Everything could be altered by this. The penny price may no longer be a pipe dream. A new dawn is dawning upon the entire town. The whales are in motion. The supply of shibarium is increasing rapidly. As for the reality, it may turn out to be much easier than we anticipated. Listen, this is going to blow your mind. However, what exactly is it about? Okay, I'll try to clarify. Important notice, a major development has occurred in the world of Shiba Inus today. People have long held the belief that aggressive token burns were the one viable option for Shiba Inu to ever reach 1 penny. That makes complete sense. For as long as anyone can remember, burning tokens has been a huge deal. It seemed like the price could get closer to that ideal amount with each burn. Burn prevention has always been a top priority for the Shiba Inu army. The method, the issue, and the aim all revolved around it. Increase your burning rate, we have a chance of succeeding. Because of how firmly that concept took root, it practically became the center of attention. Other potential outcomes and processes were hardly mentioned. All other sounds seemed to fade into the background. But let me tell you something. As it turns out, that perspective might have been totally wrong. An unforeseen development has recently been revealed. As all eyes were fixed on the burns, a subtle change was occurring behind the scenes. In fact, this recent finding may hold the secret to finally getting to 1 cent. The fact that it's not the burns, as everyone assumed, is the most shocking part. Something enormous surfaced just today. Whale sightings of Shiba Inus increased by a whopping 228%. Yes, massive changes occurred seemingly overnight. Whales are transferring and accumulating massive amounts of Shiba Inu. As soon as word got out, the entire neighborhood went into a frenzy. The identical question began to be asked by everyone. Will something happen soon? And to be honest, I could see their point. Something major may be around the corner if there is such an abrupt uptick in activity. Something that has been overlooked amidst the flurry of activity surrounding burns and price decreases. This is mostly due to a new discovery on the significant progress made in the Shiba Inu ecosystem towards the 1 penny goal. And in a second we will reach that major finding. However, before we delve into today's major reveal, there's something crucial to grasp in order to have a complete understanding. Shiba Inu, like many other cryptocurrency assets, hasn't exactly been living up to expectations despite the industry's recent growth and excitement. The majority of Shiba Inu owners had anticipated a far higher price by now, given the recent market events, particularly the bullish trend. However, it is simply not progressing in the manner we had anticipated. And I must say, it's quite annoying. It seems like we've been patiently waiting for an eternity, yet nothing seems to be happening. The fact that, politically speaking, crypto in general has begun to look up just adds to the confusion. The United States government has been actively supporting cryptocurrency since Donald Trump took office. Fair and unambiguous regulations are being worked on for the space, something that has long been requested. When the SEC publicly stated that Shiba Inu and other meme coins are not securities, it was a big step forward. At that moment, that was huge news. For many, this seemed to be the endgame. This Shiba Inu puppy is sure to be a hit. However, it was not the case. Shiba Inu has failed to provide results despite that encouraging change in regulation. It has dropped 10% in the past week, and it is currently sitting at 10%. We can see a decline of about 60% from its peak on December 8th. That is difficult. It is bothersome, I must admit. That's annoying. Despite the community's support, burns, and regulatory victories, Shiba Inu is still not up to speed. And things are starting to heat up now. Everything though is about to alter. That major development with Shiba Inu pennies isn't the only thing happening today. A far larger event is transpiring. The general public's opinion on Shiba Inus is beginning to change. This time, it's different, and it's building up like a wave. Do you see? It's simple to dwell on the bad. Frustration sets in when prices remain unchanged or fall. What isn't working is our main emphasis. We begin to believe that nothing positive is occurring, even while it actually is. Which mentality is it? It might be misguided to view Shiba Inu in that light, for the reason that something genuine and positive has been subtly taking shape while all eyes were on the things that weren't going according to plan. Shiba Inu blockchain developed by Shiba Inu has just had a 54% increase in transactions, adding to today's enormous whale rise. A large surge like that doesn't happen by chance. There's no mistaking the fact that folks are getting back on their feet. Things are heating up, and the focus is squarely back on Shiba Inu. It becomes intriguing at this point. Some Shiba Inu fans aren't giving up hope despite the latest price drop. I remain hopeful that Shiba Inu's value could eventually reach that cent level. Let us go through each of the many advocates and detractors. Now I'll just offer you some advice. Just recently, there was a huge development that lends even more credence to the proponents' theory. To start with the naysayers, let me tell you that the Shiba Inu breed would have to see an incredible 75,000% increase in value from its current level in order to achieve that price. Wow, that's quite cool. The market capitalization would need to be close to $5.89 trillion if this occurred using the present supply of $589 trillion tokens. Lucy, who heads up marketing for Shiba Inu, has spoken out, stating that she thinks reaching 1 cent is still doable. Yet, there are many who have other opinions. Many people think the target is completely impossible unless the Shiba Inu population undergoes severe violent burns that drastically reduce the available breed. Things become intriguing though, at this point. A new theory, one that does not center on burns, is being proposed by some. If Shiba Inu maintains its tight relationship to Bitcoin and rides the wave of Bitcoin's massive price increase, they predict it might reach 1 penny. Furthermore, Into the Block research shows that Shiba Inu has recently displayed a very strong correlation with Bitcoin. The correlation has been 92% throughout the last 30 days. That's really height-related. So what about this? We have been searching for this key. This finding alters the course of events. We have been stuck believing that burns are our only option for such a long period. Something new though has just emerged. Something that is now underway. We may have underestimated how feasible it would be to reach 1 penny if Bitcoin were to see a meteoric rise and Shiba Inu were to maintain its current rate of growth. All of this points to something very basic but profound. The value of Shiba Inu could increase dramatically if the price of Bitcoin were to surge. Now we get to the thrilling part. When large runs occur, Shiba Inu have a track record of outperforming Bitcoin. Accordingly, Shiba Inu could see a huge jump even if Bitcoin's value only slightly rises. Shiba Inu have been waiting patiently for that 1 penny target, and that opportunity could be it. Many things would have to fall into place, of course, for that to be possible. Given the present supply, the market capitalization of Shiba Inu would be around $5.89 trillion if it were to ever reach 1 penny. However, Bitcoin is not doomed to lag behind. Actually, Bitcoin needs a market cap more than $5.89 trillion to maintain its status as the leading crypto asset. And just so you know, if Bitcoin reaches $5.89 trillion, that works out to around $296,000 per Bitcoin. Bitcoin would be worth around $593,000 a coin if its value doubled and its market cap reached an astounding $11 trillion. Compared to today's price, that's a 516% rise. I get that